badge of shame. In the rain-slick streets of Port Carmine, where neon flickered like dying stars and alley cats knew more secrets than City Hall, the badge didn't mean justice anymore. It meant power. And power in Port Carmine was dirty. Detective Vince Holloway knew it better than anyone. He'd worn the uniform for 23 years, started clean, idealistic, believed in blue codes and courtroom truths. But somewhere between his third commendation and his first unmarked envelope stuffed with cash, the line blurred, then vanished. It wasn't one big fall, it was 1,000 little slips. Letting a drug runner walk for intel, looking the other way, when Officer Rourke shook down a bodega owner. Taking a cut from the weekly protection money skimmed off the Chinatown gambling dens. The department called it operational flexibility. Vince called it survival. But then came the Rivera case. Maria Rivera menos 19 college student, daughter of a janitor at City Hall, vanished after leaving her night shift at the diner. No leads, no suspects. Just another missing brown girl the papers forgot after 3 days. Except her brother Mateo wouldn't let it go. He camped outside the precinct, held vigils, posted flyers with her face smiling under the words, "Have you seen my sister?" And then, he found something. Security footage. Grainy. From a pawn shop 2 blocks from the station, showed Maria arguing with a man in a hoodie. But not just any hoodie. One with a distinct patch. The Port Carmine PD softball team logo. And when the hood slipped, it was Officer Danny Kellner Young. Liked, recently promoted. Mateo took it to Internal Affairs. They lost the footage, so he took it to Vince. "Why me?" Vince asked, sipping bad precinct coffee, eyes avoiding the desperation in Mateo's. "Because my sister trusted cops," Mateo said, "and you still look like you feel shame." That stung. Vince dug, quietly off the books. What he found made his stomach turn. Kellner hadn't acted alone. He was running a side hustle with Vice Captain Royce, kidnapping vulnerable girls, selling them to private collectors overseas. Maria had caught Kellner planting drugs in her boyfriend's car. She threatened to go public, so they silenced her, permanently. Vince confronted Royce in the evidence locker late at night. "You're gonna bury this?" Vince asked, voice low. Royce smirked, adjusting his tie. "We're gonna promote you, Vince, head of narcotics. All you gotta do is forget the Riveras exist." Vince looked at the shelves. Bags of confiscated coke, heroin, guns, and tucked behind a box of seized phones, a pink hair tie. Maria C. recognized it from her missing poster. Something inside him cracked. That night, Vince met Mateo in a 24-hour laundromat. Gave him copies of everything. Bank records, texts, GPS logs, the footage, and one more thing. A burner phone with a number. "Call this in exactly 48 hours, Vince said. "It's a federal tip line, anonymous. They'll move fast." Royce has got friends but not in D.C. Mateo's eyes welled. "Why help us now?" Vince stared at his own reflection in the washing machine glass. Older, grayer, haunted. "Because I used to believe the badge meant something," he said. "Maybe it still can." 2 days later, FBI vans rolled into Port Carmine PD. Royce was arrested mid-press conference. Kellner tried to run, caught at the Canadian border with a fake passport and $87,000 in his socks. 12 officers were indicted. 14 more resigned before they could be charged. Maria's body was found in a shallow grave behind an abandoned motel. Kellner led them to it in exchange for a lighter sentence. Vince turned in his badge the same day. No one called him a hero. The papers called him a turncoat. Fellow cops spat when he walked into his favorite diner. But Mateo showed up at his door one evening. No words. Just a framed photo of Maria, smiling alive, and a note. "You remembered what the badge was for. Thank you." Vince hung it in his hallway, right beside his old badge, now tarnished, cracked, but finally clean. The end.